Hey guys, welcome back to some more Motorsport Manager. I have messed up massively. Yeah. We've done another race in between, the Brazilian Grand Prix. It was one of the best races of the season, mixed conditions and everything. And I can't actually believe that the recording has messed up and it hasn't saved. And I've lost it. We won again. We won again. I don't believe it. Perez won it again. Ocon crashed. He's not driving for us next season. And in the standings now, we're 5th. We've guaranteed 4th in the Constructors. But I'm absolutely gutted. It was an amazing Grand Prix. And there's no way I can get it back. But basically in Q2, we put Perez onto the super soft tyres, just like we did in Austin, or US, whatever it is, and managed to get him through up into 2nd in Q2, and then in Q3 he qualified 2nd, and we made that strategy work. We went a couple of laps longer than everybody else and managed to smash it. It was an incredible Grand Prix, and I can't believe that this hasn't recorded. I'm absolutely gutted. But it is the finale of Season 1, this episode. But I'm not going to record it yet. I've just recorded the last one and then realised that this hasn't recorded. But we've got the finale, and hopefully we can make it 3 in a row, and then maybe we'll get some justice. But I'll see you guys for the Doha Grand Prix. Hey guys, welcome back to some more Motorsport Manager and part 15 and the finale of Force India Season 1 in F1 2017. Sorry about the sort of little introduction to this video, but that was recorded straight after I recorded what was meant to be episode 15. As you can probably gather, I wasn't very happy. You know, I'd just done an hour's worth of recording pretty much, and it didn't save, and it was so frustrating. But I've come back later on in the day to do this video and just wrap the season up, because ultimately I don't think you guys mind that, you know, I messed up. Yeah, you missed a cracking race, but at the end of the day, it's done now. There's nothing I can do about that. We won the race, so if we go to it, we won from Stoffel van Dorn in 2nd and Nico Hulkenberg 3rd. You can see it was a very mixed race in terms of the weather, which meant, just checking this video is actually recording, which meant that a lot of strategy was involved, and using the super soft tyres meant we could use the strategy to our advantage, and ended up winning the race by about 7.5 seconds, nursing the car home to the end. Esteban Ocon crashed out of the race, so I think this is going to be his last race. We are in discussions with Carlos Sainz about taking up the number 2 driver position. I think that would be a really good sign, and having a very, very strong and young partnership going forward. You know, we could easily bring in Jenson Button for a year. I don't think it's realistic that we're going to get Lewis, but we'll see if Carlos Sainz wants to join, and then hopefully we'll be able to do it. But if he doesn't sign, then we'll obviously have to look at more options and maybe spend a little bit more money. So this is the final day of the season. In the last episode, we did come into a lot of money. I don't know if I've said this in a previous episode, but one of the sponsor deals ran out after America, and we got some big sponsors in. We got Royal Challenge India, 15 million. Apologies if I am repeating this, but got a lot of money coming in. Took us up to about 32 million, which means we're improving with HQ, the brake facilities, and building a test track so we can get these up to great, which will be fantastic, because then we'll be able to create better parts. You know, so that's good. We've ceased development on the car. We've literally got the best parts in the cars now. If you want to have a look at them, pause your screen whenever. But there's Perez's car, and there's Ocon's car, and now for the final time we shall get into the race. It will probably be a bit of a longer episode, this one, because it is the last one of the season. So thank you very much for your support this season. It's been a good success coming back to this game, and don't you worry, season 2 will be on the way as well in 2 days time, as always. I've done a lot of this in bulk, so if I haven't implemented your suggestions, I hope you understand. But yeah, when these videos come out, I obviously read all the comments and then try and implement suggestions once I'm in the next episode I record, if you get what I mean. So that might be a few episodes down the line, but don't worry about it. I do read your comments, and that's why I do reply as well, just to let you know that I have read them and I've took them in. But here we go, Doha practice. We are just going to simulate, because I don't see the point in wasting time doing that. So we'll just simulate, and hopefully Perez will be as quick as he has been in the last few races. Qualified 2nd in the last race, qualified 3rd in America, remember, and also qualified on pole position in Japan. So we're looking for a strong performance from him today. Keep an eye on Sainz as well. He's up in 5th at the moment, so maybe he's trying to set out a stall for us. Any other reserve drivers in there? Doesn't look like it. So we'll just continue on. I don't actually know what the result was. I know Ocon finished quite low, 13th, and Perez 6th. I'll probably be out qualifying, turns out, to be honest. But it's going to be perfect conditions all weekend. We'll have a quick look at the setup now, because usually they don't set up the car terrifically well. We shall do that. And then that, and the car setup. I mean, look at Perez, unfortunately very poor. I mean, that's not very helpful. I guess he wants a bit more acceleration, probably a bit more of that, I don't know, and definitely some more downforce. Yeah, something like that. We'll go with that. Ocon has actually got a decent setup. Wants to be more in the middle. Yeah, I think he wants to be sort of in the middle of that. So if we go like that, and then a bit of a softer one, other way, like that. Yeah, I think that's good. Maybe just a bit more downforce, something like that. Why not? Let's just try that, and then simulate Q1. Both cars should comfortably get through, particularly Perez. You know, Ocon might be a bit closer. Perez goes 4th, so that's a good lap. Only 5/10 off pole position. Ocon in 11th as it stands. He is going quicker though, and only goes 12th. So I think we're going to use the tactic we've used in the last 2 Grand Prix. Obviously only one of them you've seen, but I will shut up about that, I promise. But going out in Q1, Danny Kvyat, Marcus Ericsson, Kevin Magnussen, Stoffel Van Dorn and Pascal Wehrlein. So let's take qualifying 2 and assume that the car setup's okay. We'll have a look when we get into things, of course. So Perez will send him straight out. I think he might want a bit more, to be honest. Let's go with that and go on the medium tyres. Yeah, he's away. And now Ocon is happy with his setup, so we'll go with that. Put him on auto. Put him on auto. And then watch Sergio Perez, our lead car. He's won the last 2 Grand Prix, looking to make it 3 in a row in this Grand Prix, and hopefully this session will help him out with that, because if he manages to get through on the medium tyres, then that gives him a strategical advantage in the race, of course. So yeah, I'm enjoying this, really enjoying this series so far. Enjoyed this season immensely. I haven't wanted to put this game down, to be quite honest with you. I've been playing a bit less Football Manager because I've been playing this, so definitely something to look forward to. It's doing a season 2 with a new driver, Ocon. I mean, we could offer Ocon the reserve driver seat and keep him for the future. I think that might actually be a shout. But Perez coming through the first sector, only 4/10 down on the fastest, which just shows you that this strategy is a legitimate one. He's just under a second. He may need to pick up the pace just a little bit, but remember, we've got the security that we know we can stick him out there on softs and get him through. But here comes Perez, and he goes second for the moment. 1.4. Ocon goes slightly quicker, so Perez might not be able to get through on that time. He's usually a bit quicker than Ocon, but I mean, Stroll and Alonso have gone slower. Sainz and Massa have gone slower. Hulkenberg, I guess he's a good one to look at. He goes 9th. Palmer into the top 10. No, he's not, sorry. Palmer up to 12th. So Massa is one that can improve. But Perez is slightly slower than Ocon at the moment. I might send Perez out on another set of mediums, like now. Send him out. See if he can improve his time. I think Ocon's safe. For once, Ocon's safe. But no harm sending Perez out on another set of mediums. We will just speed it up though. Want to get through qualifying nice and quick. Ocon wants to go out for another lap, but he hasn't really got time now, so just have to accept our fate with Ocon. And hopefully Perez will manage to do this. Nobody else seems to be going out. I mean, Hulkenberg's not gone out. Perez has gone quicker in the first sector, only marginally, but quicker nonetheless. More about sector 2, he's come through now. Bit slower, so doesn't look like Perez is going to manage to improve his time. So Perez comes through now, and he goes 7th. He goes above Ocon, so he has improved, and it just shows how good Perez is compared to Ocon. Stroll is going to improve, so Ocon could be out here. Oh, Stroll hasn't improved. His last sector must have been atrocious. Palmer's the only one that can really challenge, so he's through. Ocon's through. Here comes Palmer. Where's he going to finish? He finishes 12th. So that's the end of the session. Hamilton looking in imperious form again. He won the championship in the last episode. 7th and 8th for our guys. I think we'd take that in qualifying, but we know that Perez is going to do a bit better than that. And we'll certainly see how he does. But going out in Q2, Grosjean, Palmer, Sainz, Alonso and Felipe Massa. That's a surprise, but he was on the used soft tyres. So Q3 then. This is going to be an interesting one. We've been qualifying on the front or second row consistently for the last few Grand Prix, which has really helped out the strategy. It's going to be interesting to see if we can replicate that today. I mean, probably not, to be honest. I think Vettel might do a bit better today, or Hamilton or somebody like that. Right, put them both on auto. So they've got free air, which is good. Hopefully Ocon can qualify 8th. That would be really, really good. I mean, Stroll is using an old set of softs, so we will be quicker than him. Yeah. Here comes Perez, and he hasn't got the car in the perfect window, so we'll have to hope that in the second lap he manages to do that. Ocon started his lap as well. Now let's keep an eye on Perez's times. With regard to Ocon, Ocon goes 2/10 slower in the first sector, but Perez is 2/10 slower than Hamilton. Yeah, sector 2, how slow is Ocon? Half a second off at the minute. Hamilton goes through and Perez is now just less than half a second off. Here comes Sergio Perez, and what's it going to be? It's going to be a 1:53 flat. Hamilton goes through now, half a second quicker, but Perez currently third, Ocon fourth, and Ricciardo is well, he's done exactly the same time after us. Surely that means that we're ahead, but not in this game apparently. So we're fifth, Vettel and Raikkonen still go through, so we're looking like seventh at the moment for Perez, which should be a bit of a downturn in form. Hulkenberg splits our cars and Raikkonen goes up to fifth. So, a bit of work to do then. Ocon can probably improve a couple of tenths, you would think. Right. I mean, we used... Yeah, he wants more. Let's just do that and see what that does for him. Yeah. See if that gives him the couple of tenths he needs to get up to third. I mean, a couple of tenth improvements gets him up to third. Ocon is very happy. We can give him a bit more downforce, I think. I think that might help. Send him straight back out there. So Perez going through. Seventh would be a bit of a downturn in form. It will be a bit of a shame. Let's hope he can get his car in the optimum window this time. Last time out his tyres were a bit cold. He might struggle in this section. No, he's got the tyres in the perfect window. Brakes a little bit overheated, but they always are. What about Ocon? What can he do? He's got the same, so... Sergio Perez, can you improve a couple of tenths for me? Here he goes through the first sector now, and it's an improvement. It's about a tenth improvement, which is very, very good. That would get us up to fifth as it stands. What about the middle sector? Here we go. What's it gonna be? It's an improvement again. He's only 3 tenths off. This could be a brilliant lap from Sergio Perez. He's coming through the final section now. Here he comes up to the line. Sergio Perez goes for a 1:52.9, and that moves him up to 5th place as it stands. What about Ocon? He's improving as well. Where's he going to finish? Oh, 9th, just off Hulkenberg's time. Ricciardo is currently improving, and he goes 4th. What a lap that is. Hulkenberg is the next one that could spoil the party. I don't think he's going to quite do enough to get up to our heights, but he's going to improve his time, and here he comes through now. What's it going to be? An improvement, but not good enough. Hamilton is on pole for the final race in Doha. What a race for him. He'll be very happy with that. So, that is your top 10. Ocon qualifying 9th in his final Grand Prix for us. Well, hopefully. Hopefully we don't have to go crawling back to him. Get the race trim on and the super. Well, should we go for soft tires? Nah, race trim. So it gives them 5% the whole time. Because I don't think we're going to use soft tires. That's the thing. He has to use soft tires. That's fine. They're both happy with that, which is good. So we'll put him on that for the first lap, and we'll put him on that for the first lap, and see exactly what these two can do. You know the drill by now. We go auto, auto. 5 red lights. Lights out, away we go. Perez off to a normal start, as is Ocon. Ocon goes down the inside of Perez on the first turn. So Ocon ahead now, and we're going to push him and see how far he can get up. I am just going to check that this is indeed recording, and it is. I'm spooked by that last race. Ocon up to 5th now, which would be a good farewell for him. I know he's young, but we just need 2 drivers that can consistently get good points for us if we want to compete for higher positions in the championship. Oh, that Ferrari went down the inside of both of our cars here. This is pressure. Perez down to 8th, a disappointing start for him, although he is on the medium tyre, so that's the first lap virtually done. Come round the final section here. Perez back up to 6th. Ocon currently sitting in 5th, which is good for him. Perez down to 10th. This isn't good for him, so we'll move him down to medium. And keep an eye on Ocon for once. Ocon is the one that's performing. So he's going to hopefully stick close to Max Verstappen throughout this first stint. I'm going to go medium for him now. And we're going to move the speed up. And I'm going to have a sip of my beer. Perez moving back up to 7th now, so he's had a resurgence this lap. He is battling with Sebastian Vettel though, who they are battling for 5th in the Drivers' Championship as it stands. So I guess it makes sense. Ocon in 5th at the moment. Looking good. He's competing with Kimi Räikkönen, but Kimi Räikkönen, and he's back up to 5th. He's dropping back from Max Verstappen in 4th. Perez down to 12th. What is going on with Sergio Perez? What is going on with him? A key thing of it was that he's the lead of the one-stoppers. At the moment he's behind the likes of Palmer and Grosjean and Massa, and that's not going to help his cause. He's struggling to get past Fernando Alonso at the moment. Having a look down the inside though, and here he comes up to 11th place, but Alonso back through. Ocon still in 5th place, and looking good, to be quite honest with you. I think we're going to bring him in this lap though and put him straight onto the hard tyre. Parts are looking fine, so we'll bring in Ocon this lap. So we'll keep an eye on him and hope that his pit stop goes well. Hard tyres I think will be the ones to go on to, and that could get him till the end of the race. We'll just have to see. So Ocon come through the final section in a moment. This little dome spoon curve thing. Both Mercedes into the pits. Here comes Ocon, and he's away. And he's away in 10th place, just ahead of Sergio Perez, which puts Ocon a pit stop ahead of Sergio Perez at this stage of the race, which is absolutely crazy. Who would have thought this? A man who's won the last 2 Grand Prix against a man who's 14th in the championship or something silly like that. I would usually use team orders, but Ocon is the one that's in prime position at the moment. So we'll keep him going. Perez needs to go a few more laps yet. He's currently in 10th. 2 more laps for Perez, I reckon, before we bring him in. Ocon in 9th. He's well ahead of the likes of Vettel and Raikkonen, which is good. So, but Perez is starting to come into his own a little bit now. He's in a bit of clean air. He needs to keep this sort of stint going though. Yeah, so Perez is going to have to come in, not this lap, but the next lap. So we're going to put him on attack. So he's going to attack for this lap, probably push as well. Make sure he gets the rest of the life out of this tyre. He's going to come in and put on the hard tyre at the end of this lap, which will last for about 12 laps. So yeah, should be able to push on it. Esteban Ocon currently in 9th, looking good. There's a lot of cars ahead that haven't stopped yet. Obviously we had intentions of getting Perez to win, but just losing too many positions at the start, I think falling behind Esteban has cost him really. But you know, we'll see what the result is at the end of the day. Here comes Ocon then. So he's up to 8th now. Perez down to 14th, but he shouldn't have to pit again. Should not have to pit again. We'll keep an eye on him. Whereabouts is he? He's in traffic, but should be able to make pretty lightweight of them. On fresh tyres and pushing a little bit. Go down to medium now. He's ahead of them. See if he can manage to catch up to Romain Grosjean, who's currently in 12th. Now Esteban Ocon is being caught by Sebastian Vettel. Ocon up to 7th now. Wants to sort of hang on to the coattails of Palmer if he can, because if we can pass Palmer, then maybe Palmer can back up Vettel a little bit, which would be good. But Palmer coming in this lap, so at least it'll give us a little bit of clean air to work with. So going into lap 10, 8 laps to go, so we've got about 65% of the tyre remaining, which is good. Perez currently in 12th, but he's catching up to Fernando Alonso, who's ahead of him, and managing to put in some decent laps. Ocon up to 6th now, well ahead of the Ferraris. Remember, Kimi Raikkonen is going to have to pit once again. Massa is the next car ahead, he's probably going to have to pit. Bottas is going to have to pit. Hamilton's probably going to have to pit. I would say, apart from Verstappen, anybody on the medium tyres in the top 8 is going to have to pit. So yeah, still could be a chance here of the podium for Esteban Ocon, which would be a nice farewell for him. You know, it doesn't really convince us that he's good enough to stay here, but he's up to 5th now. He's being chased by Kimi Raikkonen. Oh my word, there was a bit of fisticuffs there with Massa. And Massa now getting involved in this little fight for 5th place at the moment. Kimi Raikkonen coming into the pits at the end of this lap. How's Perez doing? He's in 12th. But remember, Perez is not stopping again. Neither is Palmer though. So we are going to have to overtake him at some point. Yeah, Kimi Raikkonen in this lap. Ocon still in 5th. Still managing to hang on. Bottas has managed to get out ahead of us, which isn't a surprise really. He's in a Mercedes, he's doing well. Bottas isn't Ocon's not particularly going at a fast pace. So I think we'll have to start using the engine a little bit. And let's have a look at Sergio Perez. He's doing nicely. We'll probably push him on this tyre a little bit, try and get him past Fernando Alonso and Julian Palmer and into the points again. There we go. What a brilliant move that is. He's up to 9th. And now Perez pushing on Romain Grosjean for 8th place. So moving back down to medium just for the moment, or medium push, just until he catches fully up to Romain Grosjean. Ocon isn't too far ahead of Perez, so Perez still looking okay for a 5th place if he can push through the field a little bit more. Ocon managing to go a bit quicker on his tyres. I think we're going to have to conserve them though, because there's only 34% left for the final 4 laps after this. So here he comes. Well, him holding up the likes of Massa and Vettel is bringing Perez back into play. Perez currently 9th, just behind Romain Grosjean, so let's push him a little bit more. Try and get him past Romain Grosjean. Grosjean's in this lap, so get him back down to medium. No, you're going till the end, Ocon. Looks like Hamilton might be going to the end, unless he's coming in this lap. He is in. Hamilton is in. But he's going to be well ahead of Esteban Ocon. So Hamilton looking to win this final race of the season with a nice push. Oh dear, the front wing not looking good for either car. No, not at all. Quite a surprise actually. I don't know why the front wing has become so unreliable in the last couple of races. I mean, 3 laps to go. No, not yet. But Perez has caught up to this group. So Perez still on for 5th place. It's quite incredible how Massa hasn't passed Ocon yet, but, and as I say that, oh well, where's Vettel? Vettel's pitted. Wow, he's just basically signed his own warrant to not score points today, but never mind. Ocon going a little bit quicker. I think we could probably use that order. Do we back up the car behind? Try and bring Perez into it a little bit more. And maybe do this. So yeah, Perez back into it now. Wow, look at this. Vettel is caught up straight away. Wowee. Here comes Perez now on Massa. But Perez is losing out to Vettel. Oh, he's through. He's through on Massa now then. Is Ocon going to let him through? He is. He is. Oh, but then that Massa's got through. Ocon didn't let him through properly. Perez now. He has a sector to pass Felipe Massa for 5th place. Oh, Vettel's through. Vettel's through. So we only get 7th and 8th in the end. That's a bit of a shame. Never mind though. 7th place. It's a bit of a downturn on back-to-back wins, but Daniel Ricciardo wins the Grand Prix. Hamilton just missing out in 2nd. Verstappen managed to do a one-stopper on those mediums and got all the way to the end, so well done to him, and he finishes in 3rd place. Pardon me. So there you have it. That's the final standings of the season. The final race result, and no. Oh, there was a penalty applied, and it was Kimi Räikkönen. Wow, demoted 8 places. Wow, that's a big one. But Daniel Ricciardo wins, Lewis Hamilton in second, Max Verstappen third, Valtteri Bottas in fourth, Massa fifth, Vettel sixth, Sergio Perez seventh, and then Ocon in eighth. Julian Palmer 9th, and Lance Stroll finishing off the season nicely in 10th there. That is the final standings though. We finished 5th with Sergio Perez in the Drivers' Championship, which is incredible. Finishing ahead of Vettel and Verstappen is a real big achievement. Ocon finishing down in 15th in the end, finishing above Fernando Alonso, but ultimately should have been doing better considering his teammate Perez is 126 points better off. We finish in 4th in the Constructors, well ahead of Williams in the end, after those 2 victories towards the end of the season, helping us out massively. And yeah, that is that for the season. I don't know what quite happens here in this mod, whether it's just the same as what happens in game. I really don't know. I know you have to make a new car or something like that. But there we go. There you have it. That is what's this? Oh, I didn't think that was a new unlock, but never mind. So there you go. That is that for the season. Then we've got some more money in the bank, which is good. That's how the season finishes. Lewis Hamilton as world champion, of course, for Mercedes, and Mercedes, I think, have won the Constructors as well. Yes. So yeah, a brilliant year for Mercedes, basically. is that one answered? So let's have a look at the mail. Not much to say. Interview with Canal. Yeah, right then. Let's have a look at and see if we can offer Esteban Ocon a new contract for reserve driver. Say end of 2018 maybe. Yeah. What's he on now? So we'll say we'll increase your wages and see if he fancies that. He's going at the end of the season. So we'll just continue on a bit and see what happens, and then I'll do all of the pre-season stuff off camera, and then we'll come back at the end of the season. So Liuzzi is retiring. How much money are we getting? 76 million? I'll settle for that. Hey, I'm manager of the season. That's brilliant. Driver of the season, Lance Stroll. He did have a good season, to be fair. Whereabouts did he finish? 9th. I think finishing in the top 10 is a brilliant result. Out racing Felipe Massa, obviously is much more senior teammate, and I think that's a very, very good season for him. Yeah, what does he want? He wants some more money, he wants a short contract. I mean, I'm not giving you until the end of 2016 because that's this year, so... Oh, this is our last chance with him, wow. I mean, we're doubling, trebling his wages. How much is Sergio Perez on? Let's just have a look at this. Perez is on... He's only on $500,000. Surely we can't give him that much. I mean, that maybe? Is that me with the buyout clause? He wants a nice... What, 2 million? 100,000? Insulted. We'll have to go for that. Right, what's happened here? Right, so Haas have been relegated. This just happened in real life. That's quite funny. So let's scout Roman. And Team Penske have been promoted. Yeah, okay. Right, interesting. That's going to be interesting. So this they're the new rules. Who's this on? Right, hold on. Is that on? Oh, Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is apparently interested, but he's contracted for another 3 years, so it'll cost a lot to break him out of his contract. Yeah. Scouting, that's that. Sponsors then. Shall we have a look at these? So a brand new sort of main sponsor. Yeah, it doesn't really matter which one we take here. I guess we'll take this one because the Chinese Grand Prix comes before the United States, which means we'll get a bonus hopefully. 400 grand doesn't make a lot of difference to that, but yeah, that one. Heinz, 2.1 million and getting a decent amount each race. We're gonna break 100 million here, boys. Yeah, this one. Yeah, definitely. So that one lasts 16 races, that one lasts 16 as well. So we've got brand new sponsors for the new season, which is cool. Let's see. Oh, he's rejected it. Is he not even interested in renegotiating? No. He's still insulted. That's odd. Odd. Right, well, we're going to have to find a new driver. Wonder if Alonso would be interested. Do you reckon? Still not interested. This is a tough one. I mean, these are the people I've got scouted, but really wanted Carlos Sainz as well. We're not gonna get like Verstappen or somebody. I don't think I'd want him. Hulkenberg's got a long contract. I mean, Romain Grosjean could be a good one. Right, this is pre-season now, so I think I am going to end this episode right about here. Because that's where the new season will start. I'll play through that and then you'll see the first... Kimi Räikkönen. Does it say where he finished last year? Can we see that? I mean, he finished 4th. He outdid Vettel, so... But he's 37. And he's still contracted to Ferrari. Anyway, we'll sort this out in the next episode. I'll do all of the admin-y stuff. We'll have a brand new driver to introduce you to, and we'll be having a lot more fun in the next episode. So if you've enjoyed Season 1, make sure you leave that thumbs up down below. If you've enjoyed this episode, leave that thumbs up below and let us know what you want to see for Season 2. Do you want to see more races? Obviously, I can't show you more races, but do you want to see the practice sessions? Obviously, it's very time consuming, but when this video comes out, I should have finished my exams, so we're ready for the big YouTube push over the summer, maybe even daily content on this series. Let us know down in the comments what you want to see. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me on this journey of this season of F1 2017, and let's get ready for F1 2018 in the next video. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching and goodbye.